Hello students, I am your biology lecturer. In the previous class we started the discussion about meiosis. We already completed the meiosis 1, okay, in that prophase 1, that is the leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis subdivisions in the meiosis. In this class we will discuss about a second step, that is the metaphase first in the meiosis 1. Okay. Once I will write everything. In the meiosis 1 we completed the prophase 1, in that all 5 steps like leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, diakinesis. Okay. Then today we will discuss about metaphase 1. Metaphase 1. Okay. In the metaphase 1, the homologous chromosomes are aligned on the metaphasic plate. The metaphase 1 same as it is in case of mitosis. In the mitosis we discussed that the chromosome formation occurs, then the chromosomes which are formed by the condensation of chromatin, they are present in the equatorial plate on the support, by the support of spindle fibers. Okay. Here I can write that homologous chromosomes which are present in the cell, they are arranged on the equatorial plane or the metaphasic plate. Equatorial plane and the metaphasic plate both are same. Equatorial plane or metaphasic plate. The replicate chromosomes means the chromosomes are undergo replication. After that we can say that the replicated chromosomes are joined together via protein known as a cohesin. During the pachytene stage we discuss about there is a synaptomal complex, there is a exchange of genetic material, there is a formation of chiasma. After that we can say that there is a exchange of genetic material. After that there is a process of replication. After the replication, the replicated chromosomes are joined together by the protein known as a cohesin. Cohesin is a protein which is present in the replicated chromosome, in between the replicated chromosomes. Okay. Then the microtubules forms the opposite poles of the spindle, means the microtubules are formed by the spindle fiber, means they are present in the spindle fibers. The centrioles which are present in the cells, they starts forming the spindle fibers in the initial stage of cell division in the meiosis. In the meiosis, that is in the first stage, prophase 1 only, at the last step diakinesis, we can see the initial stage of development of spindle fibers. Okay. After that the complete formation of spindle fibers we can see in case of the metaphase 1. Complete formation of spindle fibers. Okay. Then after metaphase, next step is anaphase. After metaphase, next step is anaphase. This anaphase is also same like in case of the mitosis. Mitosis or yautara same as it is. Then here also we can say that the homologous chromosomes get separate. The homologous chromosomes which are present in the equatorial line, they get separate. They get separate due to the action of spindle fibers. Due to the action of spindle fibers, I can say that the tetravalent chromosomes get separate. Tetravalent chromosome gets separate, not the bivalent chromosomes. Homologous chromosome separation. not the sister chromatids. There is no separation of sister chromatids, only the separation of the homologous chromosomes. Okay, the sister chromatids remain associated with the common centromere. The sister chromatids are attached with the common centromeres. Okay, after anaphase we can see the next step, that is telophase. Telophase 1. Okay, telophase after anaphase. In the telophase also, after separation of homologous chromosome, the chromosome starts decondensation. The chromosome starts decondensation means by the chromosome there is a formation of chromatin network. The chromatin network is formed, means a coiled material like chromosome which is uncoiled to form a loosely arranged chromatin material. Then the nuclear membrane and the nucleolus starts reappearing again. The spindle fibers which are formed already inside the cell, they starts disappearing. I will write the key points, those are very necessary to understand telophase. First thing we can see, decondensation of chromosome. Decondensation of chromosome, spindle fibers start disappearing, then the nuclear membrane and the nucleolus starts disappear. The nuclear membrane and the nucleolus is start disappearing in the initial stages of meiosis. Laterwards, after the metaphase, anaphase and telophase, we can see the again a different type of cell formation. I already told that this meiosis which occurs inside the germ cells, by the meiosis we can see the formation of haploid gametes. It is completely a reductional division. By this division, half of the number which is present in the parental cell, it get equally distributed in the daughter cells. By this division, the sperm and egg is formed. Okay, means by the meiosis 1 only the separation of homologous chromosome, not the sister chromatids. I will explain what is sister chromatids and the homologous chromosome separately by drawing the chromosome pairs. Okay, see here, in the previous class also I explained that the chromosome we can see in two types, bivalent chromosome and the tetravalent chromosome. Bivalent chromosome in the sense the chromosome which consists of two chromatids which are joined at the common centromere. Like that, in some cases the chromosome, in some stages of the division, the chromosomes have the 4 chromatids. All the 4 chromatids which are joined at the common centromere. This is the bivalent chromosome. This is the tetra in the sense 4 tetravalent chromosome. Okay, the chromosomes which having 4 chromatids, the 2 chromatids in the same chromosome, the chromatids, one pair of chromatids compared to the another one pair of chromatid which is present in a common chromosome, it is called as a sister chromatid. In tetravalent chromosome, the chromosomes having the 4 chromatids. The chromatids which are present in the same chromosome is known as a sister chromatids. Okay, I will draw a pair of homologous chromosome. A pair of homologous chromosome. The chromatids of different chromosome. Here I will give the number like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see 1 and 2 are the sister chromatids. These are the sister chromatids. Here also you can say that 3 and 4 are the sister chromatids, but 2 and 3 are the non-sister chromatids. Non-sister chromatid. If the chromatids are present in a common chromosome, it is known as a sister chromatid. Means the chromatids which are present in a single chromosome. In one chromosome, we can say that is the sister chromatids. The chromatids which are present in a different chromosome, we can say that those are the non-sister chromatids. Okay. By this, we understand that the metaphase stage, the metaphase 1 in the meiosis 1, there is only the separation of homologous chromosome. There is no separation of any sister chromatids, means the tetravalent chromosomes get separated by meiosis 1. There is no separation of sister chromatids, there is a separation of non-sister chromatids. Each chromosome having 4 chromatids. Okay. Those chromatids get separated by the meiosis 1. After the meiosis 1, there is a next process, that is meiosis second. Meiosis second is the second meiotic division. It is similar like mitosis. It is also, we can say that it is a equational division, but the genetic material which is present, it is actually different distribution like the mitosis. Here I will write meiosis second. The meiosis first is different than the mitosis, but meiosis second is similar like mitosis. We already completed the mitosis division. Here you can see that in case of meiosis, there is a separation of sister chromatids. In the meiosis 1, there is a separation of homologous chromosome. Here in case of meiosis 2, there is a separation of sister chromatids. Separation of sister chromatids. Okay. Sister chromatids get separated during the meiosis second. Okay. Here by the meiosis, the 4 haploid gametes will produced by each meiosis first cells. By the meiosis first, from one parental cell 2 daughter cells will form. After the meiosis first, next step is meiosis second. In the meiosis second, the meiosis first cells undergoes again prophase, metaphase, all the stages of the meiosis second. Ultimately, it gives rise to the 4 haploid cells. We can say that from one meiosis, we can get the 4 haploid cells. Okay. Here, in the meiosis second also same stages, prophase second, metaphase second, anaphase second, telophase second. Okay. First thing, we will start with the prophase second. That is the first step in the meiosis, prophase. Okay. In the prophase second, the nucleoli and nuclear membrane which appeared in the telophase 1, again it starts disappearing. Okay, again it starts disappearing, nuclear membrane and nucleoli, it starts disappearing, then the spindle fibers again starts appearing. This stage is exactly opposite than the telophase first. In the telophase first, there is a disappearance of the there is appearance of the nuclear membrane and the nucleolus, disappearance of the spindle fibers. But in case of prophase second, there is appearance of spindle fibers, disappearance of the nuclear membrane and the nucleoli. I can write here appearance, disappearance of nuclear membrane and nucleoli, nucleolus. Okay. Then appearance of spindle fibers by the centrioles. In case of plant cells, instead of centrioles, the microtubules which are present in the cytoplasm helps for the separation of chromosomes. Okay. Then again in the prophase, the chromatin material starts condensing to form a chromosome. Again the chromosomes are formed by the in the stage of prophase. I will write here after telophase 1. This is a telophase 1 stage. Okay. In that you can see there is a separation of homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosome gets separate and uncoiling of genetic material. Then after that, again in the prophase second, we can see the condensation of chromosome, condensation of chromosome. I will write here recondensation, recondensation of chromosome, recondensation of the chromosome. After condensation, our next step is a metaphase second. Same, the chromosomes which are formed in the prophase second, they starts arranged on the equatorial line or the equatorial plate with the help of the spindle fibers which are formed already in the stage of prophase second. Okay. After that, in the next step is just I will draw the diagram. This is just a rough diagram. With the help of diagram you can easily understand this. The chromosome is arranged on the equatorial plane with the help of spindle fibers. Okay. Then I will show the sister chromatids get separate. This is happen during the anaphase. Anaphase second. There is a splitting of centromere. The sister chromatids get separate by splitting of chromosome. Splitting of centromere which is present inside the center of the chromosome. Here, after splitting of centromere, the sister chromatids get separate. Okay. Finally, there is a formation of 4 new daughter cells. Each cells having the bivalent chromosomes. Those bivalent chromosomes again undergoes to the last step, that is the telophase second. In the telophase second, again decondensation of chromosome, again there is a formation of nuclear genetic material or the chromatin, again reappearance of nuclear membrane, reappearance of the nucleolus, everything same as in case of the telophase first. Okay, just the difference between meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 is, in case of meiosis 1, in the prophase 1 there is a exchange of genetic material by the chiasma formation or the genetic recombination. Okay, but in case of meiosis 2, the difference is separation of sister chromatids. In case of meiosis 1, there is a separation of homologous chromosome. By the meiosis 1, there is a formation of 2 daughter cells. By the meiosis 2, the 4 haploid daughter cells are formed. Okay, this is all about the meiosis. Okay, once again I will repeat all the steps. Meiosis is the reductional division which occurs usually in the germ cells for the formation of haploid gametes. Okay, the reductional division because the half means in the daughter cells the chromosome number becomes half, exactly half. If the parental cell have the chromosome like 16, in parental haploid cells it becomes a 8. Okay, then in the meiosis there are 2 steps like meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In meiosis 1 we can see the 4 steps like prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Okay, that completely involved in involvement of the karyokinesis. We are discussing about the division of nucleus. We are not considering about the cytoplasmic division. The division of nucleus is known as the karyokinesis. All the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase are comes under the karyokinesis division, not under the cytokinesis. If we consider the cytokinesis, there is regarding the division of cytoplasm. Okay, in the division of cytoplasm, there is a equal distribution of cytoplasm for all the newly formed cells. Along with the division of nucleus, the cytokinesis is also happen for every cell cycle or the every cell division. This is all about meiosis division. Now we can discuss about a significance of meiosis. Like we already discussed about the significance of mitosis, now we will discuss about a significance of meiosis. Okay. Here you can see the significance of meiosis, the maintenance of chromosome number generation after generation by sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction in the sense there is a fusion of gametes, male and a female gamete to form a zygote. The male gamete is known as a haploid gamete, female is also a haploid gamete. By the fusion of 2 haploid gametes, there is a formation of diploid organism or the diploid zygote. That zygote is the first cell of every generation. Okay, by this meiosis, the number of chromosome maintain same for generation to generation. There is no difference in the number of chromosomes from generation to generation. Just you have to mention that maintenance of chromosome from generation to generation by the sexual reproduction or in the sexual reproduction. Okay. The next significance of meiosis is increase in variation in population due to the recombination. Just remember students, while explaining the Pachitin stage, explained that there is an exchange of genetic material between the homologous chromosome. Between homologous chromosome, a part of the chromosome get exchanged. Okay, that is considered as a recombination. By that recombination, the original combination in that chromosome get change into new combination. By that new combination, the new phenotype will appear, the new genotype will form. By the new genotype, there is appearance of the new phenotype. If the phenotype is changed by the genotype, we can say that the morphological feature of that organism will change suddenly. Okay. If we want any changes in the morphology or the phenotype, we have to change the genotype firstly. Genotype, if If genotype is changed means we can easily see the changes on the phenotype also. Phenotype is the physical makeup of an organism. It is related with the genotype. It depends on the genotype. Any changes in the gene sequences means it suddenly change on the morphology of that organism. Okay. Next, last significance of meiosis. Meiosis which creates variation, which is very necessary for evolution. Okay. The organisms have to be adapt for the different environmental conditions. That capacity is built by the meiosis, variations. Variations are very necessary for organism to fit on the environmental climatic conditions. Okay. I can say that meiosis which creates variations, those variations are very necessary for the evolution or adaptation of the organisms on the nature. Okay. By this we completed the topic meiosis. In the next class I will explain about the difference between meiosis and mitosis and the important questions. Okay. We will continue in the next class.